Well, a great property there in Merino. Nick Alvaro, I'm sure, will have that sold for the owners fairly shortly. For those of you just joining me on the show, I have Henry Ruiz, who is the Chief Product Officer of the REA Group, still with me. Henry, extending our conversation a little bit further forward, if I'm an owner of a property and I've just launched into my marketing campaign, what are the key factors or indicators of successful campaign on your website?
Well, look, I think all vendors are looking to maximise price and minimise the amount of time it takes to sell a property.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the key is really working well with the agent that you've selected, agreeing on price. So having price available on the site is really important.
Yes.
Because we know that consumers sometimes, if it's not available, will consider that property to be too expensive for them.
Right, yep.
So it's probably one key point.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is really focusing on the quality of the photos.
Yes.
And certainly if you've got video, that's a big help, and we know that you get greater engagement with that.
Okay.
And also just maximising your visibility from day one. So buy the best marketing product you can to maximise the visibility of your property.
And as the vendor of a property, I can, through my agent, get all of the information about who's looking at what bit and...
Yeah, completely. So you could, if you wanted to, get a weekly or even a daily rundown of how many people are viewing your property,
mm-hmm.
how many people are engaging with your videos and content, and how many people are ultimately inquiring.
Can you see yourselves launching into online auctions through the site or anything exciting like that?
Look, we're open to all new opportunities, and we will explore that.
Mm-hmm.
If it helps our key customers, being the real estate, move the properties that they're representing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would say that's even more interesting for us is we've just launched, as part of our apps, integration with Apple TV, which basically means from the comfort of your lounge, you can now use our iPad app, and if you have an Apple TV installation, you can flick through the properties on your big TV screen and share it with your family and friends. Nice. So there's always new innovations coming, and we just try to watch the market and see what makes sense.
That is an interesting point, because I guess that means as an agent presenting to a potential client who has Apple TV, we can jump onto their television screen and show them all of our wares and what we are offering to the client too.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Brilliant. Any other bits and pieces with the smartphones and iPads that we should know about?
I think just to say that, from a realestate.com.au perspective, we have well over 1 million people now that have downloaded our apps. Mm-hmm. You've probably seen that you're open for inspections. Almost everybody now walks in with a mobile phone.
Without question.
So you just want to make sure that all of your advertising for your property is well represented on those phones. Mm-hmm. And I think we've got an increasing number of people now wanting to take notes as they go through a property, and using technology to allow them to do that, to refer to it later.
Okay. Just jumping back, one last question that I had. Any thoughts or any research gone into what's the most important picture of the property to have on the front page of your property?
I think it really depends on the property, and it depends on the price of the property and who you're trying to market it to. But generally speaking, it's either where people spend most of their times, which is the kitchen, or the very front of the property.
Yeah. My perception is that if you don't have the front of the property on the front screen, people think that there's something wrong with it or it's ugly.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because if you're missing photos of like a kitchen or bathrooms, that's exactly what people think. What's the catch? So providing as much content as you can to the audience is generally the way to go.
Excellent. Well, it's been great having you in, and a fascinating discussion. So thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Now we're going to go and have a look at some of our hot properties. Well, that is it for today's show. Congratulations to all of our TOOP+TOOP award winners. Don't miss next week's show. We have more from Craig James, some more absolutely superb properties. So, 1 o'clock next Wednesday, TOOP TV.